Draken, and this is the DrakenGameWerks, and we are once again up in our S.P.I.R.E SkyCarrier that we've been working on for the last couple of episodes. And last time we were on here, we did the hangar decks and the flight decks, and now it's time to start building some of the exterior hull, which I've already started a little bit of over here. Which you can see, if you remember a couple of episodes ago, I came up with this, I was mentioning the idea of this was sort of kind of a cross between both of these sort of flying helicarrier stroke air bases that you might get on things like the MCU shield helicarrier and stuff like that, but also combined with a bit of sort of a Gothic style, a bit like the Battlefleet Gothic ships from the Warhammer 40k universe, and sort of combining the two sort of ideas. And so this is where I've got up to so far. This has taken me a couple of days just to sort of knock this all together, come up with some ideas of how we do the designs, how we sort of blend it together. I'm quite happy actually with the way it's starting to turn out. I'm just imagining the whole ship now sort of done in this sort of style. I think this will look pretty fantastic when it's done. So yeah, I've started building up around where the control tower is going to be. The control tower isn't in as yet. It just basically started getting the initial structure into place there that enable us then to build the control tower just coming up on this section here that will then oversee the whole section. But if we come down here, you can see we've got this whole sort of Gothic style down here. And what I like about this as well, I wanted to try and sort of, one of the things I wanted to do when I was building this was to also kind of have like these little balcony areas, these sort of little ledges that sit out the side that sort of give a little bit more detail on the sides here. So if we sort of come and fly onto one of these down here, you can see we've got these like narrow balconies here with these sort of gun emplacements on here as well. So we've got these like cannons all sort of tucked along the side here, just discreetly put away here. Got a doorway here that will lead back into the ship, though at the moment goes nowhere because we haven't connected this one up. But we come down to here, and we've got another one that I've put on this side over here as well. This is going to be quite an interesting thing to sort of build in some senses, because in many senses, you know, trying to build sort of a design that is both symmetrical and not symmetrical at the same time. So there is some sort of sense of symmetry in the hull. There's going to have to be some sort of design elements that are symmetrical, that balance it out. Like, for example, we've got the rotor blades, the hull shape itself. When we get to like doing the bow and stuff, will have to be symmetrical. But there are other elements because of the way that, especially with like aircraft carriers and everything else, that are asymmetrical. They're not identical on either side. So like a lot of this stuff here as well will also be non-symmetrical, and so we have kind of get to sort of go a bit freeform a little bit with it as well, and sort of go where we want to. We've got a doorway in here that just leads into the back of the this is the lower hangar deck here that it leads into, and we can come out from this doorway here and out into the balcony here. So we've got kind of have these sort of like, it's almost going to be like a maze going through here, I think, because the corridors are just going to snake and connect to various different places. But I'm happy with where it's got to. I mean, it's taken a while to get there. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of deep slate. I got to go do a bit more deep slate mining now because, yes, that's an extensive amount of deep slate that I've gone through. If I can actually land on this engine over here, one of these rotor engines that we have under construction. But I'm very, very pleased with the way that this has turned out so far. I'm liking the look of this, the design of this. It kind of sort of captures that aesthetic that I was trying to go for there. There's a few little bits and pieces where I might tweak it as we go along just to get it all to sort of seamlessly connect together. But yeah, this is coming along nicely. And of course, we've got to go down the front here as well, connect at the front and continue it on. In this episode, maybe we'll try and get this all done and all completed. Maybe we'll try and get the control tower in place, at least the main bulk of it, and also try and get at least one side of here done. Maybe we'll get the other side done, we will see. But yeah, this is starting to come along quite nicely. So, quick progress update. We have been spending the last couple of days. It takes for quite a little bit of time to actually build the bits that we do here. Actually, it's night time here. We should probably sleep. Actually, no. Let's have a look at it in the night time, because I think this lights up very nicely. If we sort of land over here, you can see all the lights here. You can see we've done a lot of progress here. We turn around and take off the interface. And I think it lights up really lovely, actually. This base goes really nice at night, even if we sort of fly over the top. The lighting on the deck itself across the top looks really lovely across down the runways itself. You can see, especially with the shader mods on and everything, it's got this kind of nice effect as we come down here. Going over to the hangars, and then we got obviously the lighting over here. But in terms of progress, as you can see, we built the control tower and also built a bit more of the front section of the ship as well. So if we go to sleep, we can actually look at it all properly then in the day. But Yeah, at night time it's nice. I like it. You don't often get to see it at night because everyone's always sleeping the night through. So when we actually get to see the lighting sort of lighting up in the low light there, it comes up quite nice. But yeah, we have this tower up here. We've got a few more weapon systems sort of locked into there, built up on the tower itself. Also, if we come up onto the top here, you can see we've got a bunch of antennas and sensors and stuff built onto the top here. A variety of different kinds, kind of trying to sort of vary it up what we've got built on the roof of the actual control tower itself. So various different types of radar dishes and domes and sort of those spinning radars as well. We've got a couple of those sort of sitting there as well. So you see these are a lot on the warships here. And this actually goes, those antennas go up to the tallest ones actually reach build height. So that tower, I think there's two of them that do, but it's certainly this one here, I think it is, and that one there, they both go up to 319 on the wind up, so they actually reach max height. But yeah, we've finished building on this sort of side. We've also built a big cannon at the front here as well, so it's got this larger cannon sat at the front of the actual ship itself on its own little turret here. Sort of rotating around and taking out enemies as need be. We might just sort of got a bigger cannon here, but then we've got the sort of twin cannons over there and the smaller cannons off the side. We're still going to work on this side yet, so this side is still all exposed at the moment. So this is going to be, obviously the designs on each side are going to have to be slightly different because of the structure on either side is differently. Like that side has the control tower, this side has the runway coming off the side and has this big open section here, whereas the other side only had like the lift to sort of take into compensation, but then it also had like a platform coming out on the other side as well, which we need to sort of work around. So they're going to be different on either side, but we'll try and sort of match it up where we can. So to sort of try and keep this sort of sense of balance, even if it's not symmetrical, we want to try and sort of keep it as balanced as possible on either side there. But if we come back to this side where we have finished it off, as you can see where the fighters sort of sit on the front deck there. We sort of built a bit of a section around here. We might build a little lift section on the outside here that comes up and down into, because there's actually space in there that we could be using. So we might bring like a lift section or a ladder or something like that that comes down, you know, sort of an enclosed little tube down in this bit, which will probably break up this bit as well, because this is a bit too long. There's not a lot going on here, so it sort of feels a bit needs something to break it up in order to keep it consistent with the rest of the design. But otherwise, I'm very happy with the way this has turned out down this end here, and we've got this sort of very sort of cathedral gothic look out of it, even though it is also kind of sort of mixed in. It's that kind of blend I've been wanting to go for, you know, that sort of mix between the aesthetic styles there. And we are just back at S.P.I.R.E Surplus, back in Spawn Lake here again. And look at this, after our little rant last time. Let's take the book here a second and have a look. It seems that LadyBeckz has decided not to even use dating systems at all, and has decided instead to write US of A forever. Bless. How quaint. We'll keep that in there, though. She really have signed in as well, so I assume she signed in, I think it was 2 days ago I saw her sign in, so we'll assign her in. But I'll keep that graffiti in there as well, so she's got that in there for her designs there as well. I can see Mighty signed in today as well, so you can see how many days we've sort of progressed between these as well. I should sign in today as well. It's the 9th today, and it's so we'll also sign in there. That's good, and pop that back on its podium over there, so you can see that we're back in there, which is awesome. It's awesome. One of the things I've noticed is that down in this area, the sleigh has gone, and I'm thinking as well at some point, maybe today, maybe this week, maybe we'll do it next week. I'm not sure yet. It might do a bit of neatening up of this area here. We could probably sort of trim some of this ground back. Maybe put a supporting wall along here, connect this up properly over here to Mighty's sort of base here with the actual sort of path networking here, and maybe do a bit of work up here as well. So we could probably put in some supporting walls from sort of the intended areas up here. Maybe connect path coming down as well. I think sort of connecting up to the path that we've built over here. I think we might have a bit of sort of play around, see what we can do with stuff in the next couple of weeks. We'll try and neaten up this area as well, and also create a few more sort of little areas for people to build stuff as well, so they've got some ideas and designs. I mean, there's some community stuff that we could probably get on and build as well at some point. We haven't built a post office yet on the server. I mean, I don't know if people are wanting a post office this season, but maybe we should get onto that as well at some point, get that built. I mean, obviously we've worked on the tunnel network here as well. I think Spider's started work. She was streaming, she started working on some of that stuff, but she needs more resources and materials to get that one sorted. I don't know, probably there's been a little bit of work that's been done on the tunnels down here, not in terms of actually making it neater, but obviously just widening it and making it able to be flown down, because this one leads to the tunnel mesa. But I think as well there is a tunnel that connects over to what's going to be some of the territories of other people down here as well, but I haven't seen any tunnel connections down here, so I don't know if there's a different tunnel connecting that way, or there's something else on the network, but no one's let me know with the maintenance of the network, the Nether Network map. It might be that it's done through the roof, so that might be the other option as well, which we can obviously access through there. And it's another time skip forward as we have a look, and the port side of the ship has been done as well. Obviously not the entire port side. This bit is the bit that's going to be going down and sort of wrapping around underneath, so we still have to do the underside. So I'm counting that bit sort of kind of the underside of the ship, because that's where it's going to start curving down. Obviously we've got to do the bow and the stern as well. But this is the main bulk of the sides done, so we now have this side done here. And I quite like it in the fact that with what we've built on here, it sort of kind of feels like it's bulked it out a bit here, whereas before it just felt a bit thin on the walls, and now we have a bit of bulk, especially around where we have this main big hangar here on the side, where the big jet comes in and lands on the side of the carrier itself. But yes, up there is the diagonal runway. You can see it sort of comes out at an angle up there. So we've sort of bulked that out a bit as well. So it feels a bit more solid now, rather than upwards. Before it just felt a little bit flimsy up there. Now it feels a bit more solid. And again, we have this sort of Gothic style down here. And one of the things I tried to do, I was trying to mention this earlier in the video, was about how we're trying to sort of have this sort of symmetry and asymmetry at the same time. And yeah, you have like these gun emplacements are actually identical on either side. They're in the same locations. Two of these sort of arched windows are in the same location as well, whereas the other two, there's an actual additional two on this side. But it's like kind of trying to maintain some balance and symmetry in the actual design, while at the same time cutting onto that sort of asymmetry as well that you're going to have on something like this. And I kind of like how it works out. So if we sort of scroll up onto here, and you can see also we have it a bit more bulked out on the main deck. So there was the main cannon we built before, but now we actually have this little side bit that I mentioned about an episode or two ago, and it's raining now as well, which kind of actually feels alright actually. I quite like the rain with the renderer on and everything else coming along here. I don't mind it so much. It rains a lot on this server. But yeah, we have this side done, and there is a load of gun emplacements up there as well. One pointing forward and then a bunch pointing off to the side here, which kind of, again, just bulks it out a little bit. It makes it just feel a little bit more solid as a ship as well overall. I'm very happy with how this has progressed, and you can see all the cannons there sort of pointing off to the side. But it does feel, the part, what I'm looking for is that kind of cross between the idea of like some sort of helicarrier style base combined with a powerfully Gothic style ship and everything. That sort of Gothic design. I'm really quite happy with the way that this sort of design is starting to come together quite nicely. As you go into each bit, I always worry about, like, is this bit going to just turn around and look alright, or am I going to have to rebuild parts of it or something like that? And that's something that we may end up having to do with parts of it, but I think we've kind of got it right here. There's probably not going to be much space to build big rooms on here, so I might change the way these corridors end out on the front corridor there. You can see we've got some there that I was going to end up in rooms. And these corridors down here, the longer one here that we see, which I'm using as basically an entranceway, and I think that's in the right place. Even though the ship's going to begin curving down around it, we're going to sort of bulk it out around there as well, so almost like these are like protruding out the side a little bit down in those bits. But yeah, there's plenty of bits to sort of worry about in that regards. We have sort of in terms of design, things that are going to be challenging. One's going to be building the bow, so we're going to have to build a sort of a bow section up here. And part of the idea is I'll probably have like stairwells coming up off here, going up to like an observation room at the front here, sort of tucked in here. That's going to be sort of, so the barrel will have to split around that, so we've got like this forward observation thing. So that's going to have to be built. I'm going to have to do the underside. You can see I've already started planning the curvature of the ship. If I can land on it, if we come up over here, yeah, there we go. That will do. Up on here will do for it. We can have a bit of a view. But yeah, this sort of curve that comes in here, that's probably going to be the main curve that will stretch the whole underside of the ship. But as you will see, if we come down onto the curve ends here, but actually the bottom of the ship is over here, and we have another curve that we've already built with the bridge, and it's almost like the bridge section is an extra curve on the bottom of the ship. That's the aim anyway. So this will go back and then probably tuck back in up and sort of work around also what we've got at the back there with the sort of the engine room storage room, which is this bit here, and also the undersides of these bits here, which are like the farms. So you've got the this is the bottom of the kelp farm that we can see under here. You can see the water dripping down from it, and also we got here the gold farm that sits at the very back as well. And then that's another thing we've got to do is the stern, which I've stopped like how far back these come from the walls here. So I sort of marked out how far I wanted to sort of roughly bring it. And we're going to probably build some big engines out the back there. I've got some ideas of how to put the glow in there. Obviously, I'm probably going to want to bulk out this as well, like we've done with the front of that diagonal runway. So that will all be in place. And yeah, this will all hopefully come together. And again, the engines will have to come up with some sort of symmetrical design. They'll probably sort of tuck in here either side of the gold farm, so to speak, and then maybe we'll have a couple of like little bits and pieces at the back, like little loading bays and cargo bays at the back as well, which might be an option. Some open balconies at the back, which will be pretty cool. But I'm pleased. I'm pleased with it so far. And again, as the light is starting to fade here, I'm loving the way that when it's like raining like this, or if it's getting dark, we get to see the lighting as well coming along on the side of the ship. And yeah, the new changes to the lighting to enable us to not have so much lighting on the ship enables us to actually really sort of play with the lighting, but we still need a fair bit of lighting, and it means that we can actually turn around, light up, and you can sort of see how it lights up here. And the other bit I love is as well is looking at the lighting on the deck when it's dark, because you know the way that the sea lanterns are sort of hidden in with the runway itself kind of makes it in a sort of almost like just like there's this almost like nighttime glow for sort of guiding planes in at nighttime down here. But yeah, it works really, really well down here. Anyway, let's crack on still. What the? Where's my plane? And there's a crane above us? But my plane, someone's stolen my plane. Someone has stolen my plane from S.P.I.R.E surplus. What? I mean, at first it was the balloons, but now the balloons have lifted it away. What the hell? The plane isn't high anymore. It's low, MightyHigh. Ooh, baby, it's cold outside and dust. Oh, your door is even not odd. Missing column on blocks of left. What? Your pilots need a break. Spider Hearts from Secret Santa Sunny. 1st of October 2022. Is that when I'm getting the plane back? What? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? And why is there a crane up here? Over our base. That's oh man, where's the plane gone? I mean, there's pranks, but then someone has actually have they stolen the entire plane and hidden it? What have they done? Yeah, I was just coming over to check my stores and oh, hang on. And oh yeah, they're right. Actually, yeah, there's one block missing on that side compared to that. But have they? Oh wow! They built the hangar behind, or started the hangar behind. Wow, look at this. So they've moved. They come down here and they have moved the entire plane into the hangar. Oh, that's awesome. That's amazing. Right, I was actually talking to Mighty the other day because Mighty's building something just under here, and we were sort of he's building stuff that's just beneath here. I won't show it off because of spoilers, because I don't think he's shown it yet in his videos. But I had a quick chat with him because we wanted to make sure, because I always had this idea that when I built Sapphire Surplus, that I wanted to probably build the hangar at some point later in the season behind here and open up the hangar and maybe put a couple of jets or stuff inside of the hangar. But they've come down here and built it for me. Wow! I mean, this is awesome. They've copied the floor. I mean, there was gunpowder in those chests. Is there still gunpowder in these chests? Have they still preserved the... Yeah, they've still got the gunpowder in there. That's okay. Like the excessive stock of gunpowder. They copied it. They have moved it. And with the pilot still in place. Wow. Oh, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, that's actually awesome. I mean, I wasn't going to put this jet into the hangar itself. I was going to... Oh, there was a bit of lag then. It bounced us back. Let's try that again. Or is it lag? Oh, no, it's me not being able to get through an iron door quick enough. There we are. Got it that time. Oh, no, I think that is genuine lag. I can't leave the plane. Look at that. Have I escaped? Have I escaped? I have escaped. Excellent. But wow. And then I'm guessing this is all the stone left over from digging this place out. I mean, if it lets me open it, there's a bit of lag on the server today, but wow. Wow. Yeah, very laggy today. I don't know if anyone's got any farms loaded. But oh wow. Oh wow. They have actually genuinely updated this. That's incredible. That's a hell of a prank. That's awesome. I love this. Actually, I mean, the plan was when I was going to build the hangar, I was going to do a bit of a design in here. So, I mean, at the moment they've cut it all out, so I'll probably still do the design. I'll probably trim it back a little bit because we'll probably need it back by one on that wall and probably on the other wall as well, depending on how much clearance we've got on the wingtips on either side. I mean, actually, yeah, it's probably okay on that side. It's just the other side we probably need to take it back just one more block. But yeah, we'll build this hangar out. I think that's we'll put our sort of style and design and stamp on the hangar on the inside, light it up a bit as well. Probably want to raise it up probably another block or two in here as well, just so we can put the ceiling in properly. But that is awesome. That is very, very awesome. Though it also it leaves a lot of space out here. It feels very empty out here now without the plane here. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's amazing. Yeah, thanks guys. So who was it? MightyHigh, Iondis, Sunny, Spider Hearts. Awesome. Awesome. They must have worked really hard to actually just dig all that out and then move the actual plane. Like, literally just block by block move the plane. That's brilliant. But with all this space here, I mean, if people can just come in and just move our planes, then maybe we need to sort of defend the area maybe a little bit. And with the space out the front here, that gives me an idea.
Unorthoblocks, this is S.P.I.R.E SkyCarrier Control. You are clear for launch. Safe travels.
S.P.I.R.E is sending more supplies to Spawn Lake. Make sure they don't get there. Acknowledged.
Unortho 2-4, you are clear for landing at Spawn Lake. Hopefully you didn't run into too much trouble on the way here. Nothing we can handle. Thank you, Spawn Lake.
So it seems like DocBlock has been trying to turn around and cause problems for our supply runs coming down to Spawn Lake here that we use to help the other fellows out here. So there's a bit of a problem that we're going to have to make sure that we guard and protect any supply runs coming down here at the moment. But as you can see, we handled his fighters without any issue there, and our craft have arrived quite successfully down at S.P.I.R.E surplus in the middle of Spawn Lake here. And yeah, with this prank that was pulled on us earlier, let's have a look. But yeah, we've managed to actually bring the fighters down here along with one of the S.P.I.R.E jets down here as well, which they don't need to fold their wings up when they're down here. There's plenty of space, so it's not like when they're on the carrier they have to fold their wings up when landed. But we come in here, we can see we got our supplies have started to arrive down here. And we've got the sort of fighter escort that's been needed. I think we're going to have to make sure everything's a bit safer in future coming down here. And the other thing we've done as well in the meantime as well is we come into here where they had dug out all of this. We'd actually fixed it up a little bit. I opened the door up a bit more, and we have decorated in here as well, so it sort of matches the sort of aesthetic and style that we use. So this looks more like a proper spire hangar now, with the roof going across the top and the walls there as well. And also there was a note that my door it was 1 block short on one side. It was like not an even door, so I fixed that as well. So that's all sorted as well. So yeah, now we have this extra hangar space here as well. So we've got the big jet in there, a couple of smaller ones outside, and this also gives us a bit more space for selling more stuff if we want to in the future. I probably won't at the moment. That's just leftover supplies in there at the moment. But later on we may have other stuff that we want to sell, and that just gives us a bit more space in there as well, that we could actually turn around and put some extra supplies in there, so we don't have to have it all on the outside around out here as well. We could put some on the inside as well. But yeah, I'm Draken. This has been quite a productive week once again, and next week I think there's a few other things I want to get on with. I want to do some stuff around Spawn Town itself, do some tidying up and everything else. I had a bit of a chat with some of the other guys the other day about sorting some of the area out and neatening it up a little bit around the outside of here. And there's also more to be done on the SkyCarrier, so we shall see you all next week. Don't forget to check out the other Unorthoblocks members who are linked up in the description below. And also don't forget, if you've enjoyed this, do the usual, like and subscribe please, and we will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.